What's going on, good people? Welcome back to Mars Day with Mark, Mr. Meyer with the Fire, here to take the collective vibe higher. This is your favorite astrology podcast. We're starting on August 26th and we're ending on the 2nd of November. It's going to be a very beautiful week. It's great to see your face. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. I'm working on better structure. These videos are going to last about 25 minutes. We'll learn how to be locked in as we go through this process. So I'm going to start by showing you guys the charts of today and a week in advance. I'm going to give you the major highlights. We're going to spend some time talking about the week ahead, what we can expect, what's going on with the sun and the moon, the inner planets, and even the outer planets. And keep it short, simple, and to the point so you guys can really take something home, okay? So these are the transits of today. We've got, and also do consider leaving a like because it helps the channel out tremendously. We've got the sun at 4 degrees of Virgo. So the Virgos are starting to celebrate their birthdays. Happy Virgo season, everybody. The moon is waxing in Libra as I'm filming this. We just had our new moon a couple of days ago. Mercury is direct in the sign of Leo at 18 degrees. Venus just crossed over to Leo as well. She's at 1. We've got Mars in Libra at 12 degrees. We've got Jupiter at 16 Cancer. Saturn is retrograde at 1 degree of Aries. Uranus is 1 degree of Gemini. Neptune is 1 degree of Aries retrograde. Pluto at 1 degree of Aquarius retrograde. And the north node of the moon is at 18 Pisces, which of course puts the south node at 18 Virgo. So next week on the 2nd of September, first of all, it'll be September. And then second of all, the sun will be at 10 degrees of Virgo. The moon will be somewhere in Capricorn. We'll be approaching our full moon. So this week we have a quarter moon, and that's important. Mercury is going to ingress into Virgo. We've got Venus moving to 9 degrees of Leo. Mars moves to 17 Libra. Jupiter moves up 2 degrees to 18 Cancer. Saturn actually goes back to Pisces this week, guys, for a little bit. So we're clearing up some karma. That's what that looks like to me. Uranus is still at 1. Neptune is still at 1. Pluto is still at 1. North node is still at 18. So let's break it down for a second, guys. Let's go back to the present moment. Enjoy this life, guys, because tomorrow is not promised. The sun is the spirit of life, and we're shifting from that Leo vision of being bold and out there, and we're turning the focus within. That's how Virgo season gets down, guys. This is about looking at the nitty-gritty little details and striving for growth. And I say keyword growth because perfection is not what's going to happen. Perfection doesn't exist. There's no such thing as perfection. There's only personal excellence. So my best advice this time in Virgo season is to set priorities, be really simple, and always do your best. But let's be honest, guys. Virgo is the sign of healing. So there's a lot to say about the crises that we all fight and that inner battle that you don't tell anybody about. You're going to win it, fam. I'm just letting you know right now. Even if you feel like you're suffering in silence or you're starting to let the doubts creep in, man, you're way bigger than all your problems. And you just have to be wise enough to see it that way. You got this, man. The universe is not going to give you cards that you can't play. Sometimes you got to know when to fold them. Let's be honest. If you can't go through the wall, sometimes you go around the wall or you go under the wall or above the wall. You know, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, smartest sign there is. And don't take it personal. We all have Virgo in the chart. So we tap it in this Virgo energy. And this is saying, be an engineer. Outsmart your problems. Think smart. Program your energy. Program your environment. Program everything. Do everything with intention. Virgo is about simplicity. Setting your priorities and being simple. You can even wash your dishes with the intention that you're cleaning up your life. You can organize your place with the intention of organizing your mind. You can be pulling weeds from your garden and pulling things out of your mind too. Simplicity, simplicity. You guys know Virgo is the virgin, and that doesn't really mean celibate or abstinent. What it means is belonging to yourself and whole within yourself. So this is a month to be very mindful of what is an asset and what is a liability. What's replenishing you? What is draining you? Be mindful of your investments, because if something is not adding to you, it is not an asset. Okay? Be intentional, Fire family. That's the whole reason we're here today in this part of the internet. So we just had a new moon in Virgo, guys, and it was a dark moon a couple days ago. I'm going to actually move the chart back if anyone wants to see it. the dark moon in Virgo on the first day of Virgo. And it's called a dark moon because we're going to get another new moon this month. This happens very rarely. My math is not the best, but I'm pretty sure it's years apart before we get a new moon in a month twice. It's like a blue moon this month. So that being said, we have turned a new chapter. We've turned a new leaf and we've set new intentions. And because this one has a lot to do with the body and the nervous system, the earth sign of Virgo, what's basically being planted on the new moon a couple of days ago is what's going on inside the nerves. So while you probably have personal goals and objectives that you want to get into, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, you have to abide by your limits. And I often don't like to tell people what to do because I'm a Leo and I don't like to be told what to do. But you're going to see with Virgo energy in this month that what's important is your health. And let's be honest, it's always important. Without health, you have nothing. But you'll see that if you prioritize your health, if you focus on this, everything else will get better. And health exists on every level, guys, not just physical. It's not just about eating your vitamins and getting your macros in and drinking water and making sure you sleep, even though that's of the utmost importance. It's also about your emotional health and your mental health and your spiritual health. What are we engaging in? What are we choosing? And does that benefit us? Does that serve us? I think a key word for Virgo is service. Service, service, service. And speaking of spiritual health, beyond taking care of your emotions and feeling your feelings and choosing to love yourself no matter what, and thinking positive thoughts and assuming control of your life and speaking love and life into yourself and only entertaining the loving thoughts, the spiritual health talks about service. What is your place in this world? Are you taking care of your job and your duties and your responsibilities? Because if you're neglectful, you'll build guilt. I promise you. Any person who does less than their known potential is going to become guilty. And that's going to create inner conflict. And if you ignore it for long enough, you're going to be in a state of crisis almost everywhere you go. And go from one crisis to the next crisis to the next crisis to the next crisis. And the words today that come from my heart is quantifiable pride. We're talking about the solar plexus, the sun. Quantifiable pride. It's easy to be angry at life. It's easy to be angry at yourself. It's easy to be angry, period, because there's a lot of challenges that come about on this journey, but you're going to have to just start to acknowledge the worth that you have and know that the work instills the worth. So I say this because I care. Stop wishing for your life to be easy. Start wishing that you were better. Okay? If you're wishing for life to be easy, stop and start wishing that you were better. Because can you control all of life and everything outside of you? No. But what you can control is how you respond to life, how you show up, what you do, and how you have your attitude. Okay? That's the power. That's what you have control over. And sometimes control is a fleeting goal too, and you just got to let go. Just got to let go. So let's talk about the lunar cycle this week. Well, actually, one thing I want to talk about in this lunation cycle, guys, is that when we started Virgo season this week, guys, the sun was squared up with Uranus. And technically, as we're going through the beginning of this week, the sun is still making a square with Uranus right here. And that means tensions are high and pressure has to be let out. Sometimes you have to embrace a little bit of chaos and take your plans and throw them away and adapt a little bit. Because what you thought was going to apply tomorrow might not be what happens today. You see what I'm saying? This is a mutable sign. There's a lot to say about going with the flow, setting your goals in stone, but writing your plans in the sand. Okay? Fire family, peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with your spirit. Yeah, this was an interesting entrance into Virgo because the sun made a square with Uranus and then it also made an in conjunction with Pluto. And I think that this transition into Virgo really gave us a kind of jolt and an abrasive look into ourselves. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it's just saying that it seems the world needs a little bit more gentleness. It needs a little bit more ease. We could do a lot more with more grace, with more compassion, with more love. And this is the philosopher witch inside of me. I'm going to move the chart forward a little bit. I really think that beyond love, we all need wisdom and we all need will. And if we can unite those three rays, we'll get a lot further with what we're doing, okay? Love, will, and wisdom. And take some time to think about how without one of those three rays, love, will, and wisdom, the other two might suffer a little bit. Little thought experiment for you to consider. What is it that you need within your life? Do you need more love? Do you need more will? Do you need more wisdom? Do you need all of the above? Is there a balance between those three? Is there an imbalance? What do you need right now? And how are you going to provide it for yourself? This is the Hermit card in the tarot. And this is about seeing the light within yourself. In the Hermit card, I don't think there's any good or bad cards, but if you look at the card, a lot of times it looks very dark and kind of gray and gloomy. All right. But that's if you're not looking at the light. Okay. Something to think about. So, what an interesting week, guys. Let's talk about the moon and then we'll work our way through the other planets. So, we are sitting between the new moon and the full moon this week. And I just posted a reading on my channel about this energy. So, if you'd like to check it out, do feel free to check it out. I'll leave it linked down below. And you'll get the tarot cards and the advice from Spirit about this transition. But the thing to really notice about the moon this week is that we're waxing and we'll hit the first quarter moon. Okay. And the first quarter is about change. So embrace change this week, guys, and you're going to flow through this quite easily. This is about trusting the process. This is about forward momentum because the moon is waxing. This is about planting your seeds, planting them with love and waiting with patience, not expecting instant gratification, delaying it, if anything, doing things for the long view, not digging up your seeds just because you're impatient. Patience is the key right now. Okay. And sometimes you're going to have to make adjustments. And I'm telling you guys, something about this week with the sun in Virgo and the moon making its first quarter square, it's telling us a lot about the wisdom of the body and that our inner guidance can be really helpful. Some would argue it's absolutely essential, beyond helpful. If you don't listen to your inner voice, you're not going to know what really fulfills you internally. Yikes. I feel you guys' energy, man. And I appreciate y'all watching these videos. I know somebody needed to hear that one. Truly. So just try to go with the flow. Don't resist the change. Listen to your inner voice and your inner guidance. And even if it might sound counterintuitive, listening to your heart is really important. And also, you guys know Virgo rules over the bowels, over the stomach, and so many nerves are in the gut microbiome. So it's worth taking special care of your womb and your sacral and using probiotics, sitting up straight, working carnelian for your sacral, putting Reiki energy into your sacral. Spirit just recently told me to start making tea for my sacral. And I might make a video about this in general, but first of all, read about any herbs you ingest for their potential side effects before you consume anything. I recently was put on yarrow, and I'm going to go full circle with why I'm talking about this. Yarrow in my tea to work on my sacral and seal up my energy leaks. Turmeric, ginger, oranges, honey. There's probably a whole bunch, like a whole list. I'm just kind of scratching the surface. I'm on a new hyperfixation. But the reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is that if our sacral is out of balance, which is the seat of our emotions and feelings, our instincts are going to get jumbled up. And then addictions can ensue. We can lose sight of what really matters. Our ability to trust can be kind of fucked up. The sacral helps us take appropriate measure of things too. So it's really important to balance the sacral chakra and to feel good. And I'm not going to claim that life is about feeling good all the time. No, not necessarily. But if you are a wizard and a witch, maybe you have the ability to manufacture good feelings. And if you are healthy, maybe you'd feel greater more often. So that's just something to think about, okay? And hey, now that we've talked about the sun and the moon and its angles, well, let me say the Saturday Saturday going on Sunday, this is when our quarter moon is going to hit, just for perspective for those who are listening, okay? Let's talk about these inner planets now. It's going to be a Mercury and Leo week. Mercury, the sign, the planet that rules the mind in our perception and our travels, starts in Leo, and at the end of the week, it'll transition into Virgo. And that's cool. So basically, it's a Mercury Leo week, guys. And Mercury Leo is a beautiful time to be self centered. Self centered. Hey, and I'm a Leo sun and Mercury in my natal chart. So I would always advocate for people to be self centered, because why would you want to be centered in anything else? Wouldn't you have a more concentrated ability to give and live if you were centered in self? Anyway, focus on you this week. Know that you are your number one priority. In a crisis, should we be in the event that this plane goes down, man, you actually have to put your fucking mask on yourself before anybody else. What are you going to do if you can't breathe? The answer is nothing, jabroni. You be fucking suffocating. All right, Ski? So Leo Mercury also tells you to do it with confidence and do it bold, do it big. Say less and mean more. Say it with your chest. Practice speaking love and life into yourself and monitoring your thoughts and being mindful if a thought empowers you or disempowers you. You can practice neutralizing a thought by imagining crossing it out like a red X and then replace the thought with a more powerful thought. Man, I can't tell you how many times I've done this week, because while Virgo has me pointed into the depths of my stomach and my bowels and my generational issues that I'm working through, that voice gets negative, so negative. And I realize I'm blessed to have this wisdom to realize I don't want to live like that. I don't want to use that narrative. I don't want to buy into that crap. So I cross it out and I create more positive thoughts instead. And that's making a world of a difference, guys. We change our thoughts, we really change our lives, period. Okay? So we've got a Mercury Leo week ahead of us, guys. And we also have a Leo Venus week, and I'm super excited about this one. And it's kind of funny because Venus is in Leo, Mercury is in Leo, Pluto's in Aquarius. So as Venus made her way into Leo, she had to pass through Pluto. And I know that hurt for a lot of us. I know that some of us may not have necessarily been feeling the best lately because of Uranus stirring up our sun, Pluto stirring up our Venus. I'm going to be honest, man. A lot of us have been feeling kind of dead on the inside because we're being reborn and we're regenerating energy. Venus has everything to do with your needs and your likes and your dislikes. So you could call this maybe a transformation of your values. You may notice with the Venus-Pluto opposition, I almost called it Veno-Plutus. With that opposition, you may not even like the same things you used to like. That might be going through a complete change. You also may feel restricted, or like you're going to have to fight some more to be able to get what you need. But at the end of the day, the universe is abundant and it's rich and it provides for all of us to exist. So trust this process, man. It's going to be more than okay. Trust the process. Here's the thing about Venus Leo, guys. This is about getting what you like, living your life fully. And beyond that, self-love. Self-love, self-love, self-love. And I wish I had said that first, because this doesn't mean that you're going to walk around like a tyrant or a self-righteous, arrogant piece of trash. No, you love yourself enough to advocate for yourself, to make sure that you give yourself what you desire and deserve. And that doesn't involve needing to steal it or take it from other people, period. And that's a really Venus-Pluto conversation too, guys, is that we need to know that love is powerful. But getting love and power confused can make trust issues ensue. And then sometimes we might wish to possess, or we might be jealous, and that's not healthy. I mean, truthfully, jealousy is a natural human emotion. It's neutral. But what we do with it is what we do with it. That determines why, or how we judge it, I should say, not why. Why we do what we do will determine how we judge it. So take care of yourself. Fill your own cup. Learn to provide for yourself. This is a very beautiful entrance into Virgo season because it's very holistic. It's very self referenced and self centered. And that's powerful when it comes to Virgo energy in order to really be able to build your temple with precision and focus. And I like where we're going. So we also got Mars in the sign of Libra. And I'm going to tell you, man, Mars and Libra, these are our actions and our instincts and our focus on relationships and harmony and balance, peace and beauty. Libra is life, man. Libra is love. It's all the good things we want. That's why this one is ruled by Venus. Or I should say, it's ruled by Venus because of all that shit. Anyway, you're going to want balance in your life. You're going to want peace. And you're going to want to make sure that you advocate for yourself as hard as you want to advocate for others. Because while Venus and Leo rules over Mars and Libra, you will see there may be this impulse or this desire to want to compromise your own integrity to try to get things from other people. And you know that's not healthy. Not for the body, not for the mind, and not for the spirit. I promise you. Don't bend for anybody, not even yourself. That's really something to think about. Okay? But Mars in Libra does say that the most powerful, empowering, and pleasurable thing you can do is help other people. So you need to be wise about how you do this too and make sure you don't do it at detriment to yourself. The beautiful thing about Jupiter Libra, let's spin the block, guys. Jupiter Libra, oh, I'm bugging. Jupiter Cancer. I kind of put those together. You see, you got Mars and Jupiter in a square this week, guys. And Mars Jupiter square is telling us that, we're going to have to fight to be reasonable too. All right, make it make sense this week, guys. Jupiter Cancer is about learning through the emotions and trusting our instincts. So I say again, fam, check in with your sacral chakra. It's worth you clapping your hands together with me, fam, after this video. Before you watch another video, Fire Family, I really am giving you homework this time. And I'm going to do this more often because I've been called to teach. I have my own students. I'm in my last level of school, in my current school. So I'm going to give more homework from now on. So I want you to do before you end this video, or should I say start a new video, clap your hands together and then place your hands on your sacral chakra, the womb area. And I want you to spend 3 minutes in silence listening to your sacral chakra and what it's telling you. And just understand this is Jupiter Cancer energy, the planet of luck, wisdom, blessings, abundance. It's trying to help us feel more safe in our body. It's trying to help us feel safe in the world. It's trying to help us get on our actual spiritual path, which is the most abundant and lucrative path to be on. It's trying to help us slow down and find flow. So you'll know, because it's going to tell you when you listen to it for 3 minutes what your sacral really needs. Maybe even put a hand on the heart and one on the sacral. That's the homework for today, okay, guys? Saturn is retrograde this week going into Pisces, so it's all about self-mastery and clearing karma, being responsible. And what that means is paying your dues, not paying other people's dues. I'm going to make this for 2 more minutes, guys. We're almost at 25 minutes. But paying your dues and not paying for other people's dues, fam. You can take on other people's karmic debt by trying to pay for that shit. I promise you. Because if someone is powerful and has the capacity, you're not helping them by doing the work yourself. You're actually robbing them of the strength and wisdom they get from doing it. And you take on a burden at the same time. Let's not do that. I like to see that Uranus and Pluto are making a trine and the North Node is in Pisces. So basically, the way I'm going to end this video, guys, is the North Node is the future, and the universe is suggesting to us our dreams do come true. So it really begs the question, what are we dreaming about? What do we believe about our life? And what do we believe about ourselves? And can we visualize ourselves getting what we want? And most of us could do that. But then the second part of the equation is, can you feel good about it? It's hard to manifest something you don't feel good about. And at the bottom line, guys, the universe doesn't speak English. It speaks vibration. It speaks energy. And it's attracting what's in keyword harmony with you. Harmony with you. So see your dream life, feel good about it, and know that it's coming to you. I want you to really focus on feeling good this week, but do it with good actions. Don't be searching for artificial gratification, gang. Be healthy, be well. Uranus, Trine, Pluto is stirring up things from inside of us, man. So just be gentle, be easy on this release, guys. It's Mr. Meyer with the fire, here to take the collective vibe higher. Fire family, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like And leave in your comment, I'm ready with the fire emoji, so I know that you claim these blessings. Blessed be and blessed we. Merry meet again, witches. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.